Imagine a world where beauty isn't just admired, it's demanded. In Victorian England, the pursuit of perfection was so relentless that women risked their health, happiness, and even their lives. Today, we peel back the layers of lace and powder to reveal the painful truth behind beauty is pain. This is the story of how Victorian women bled for beauty. Let's step back to the mid-1800s. The Industrial Revolution is transforming cities, gas lamps flicker in the streets, and Queen Victoria's image shapes the ideals of an entire era. In parlors across England, women gather, their faces pale as porcelain, their lips a delicate, unnatural red. To us, they appear almost ghostly, ethereal, fragile, untouchable. But beneath the surface, a darker story is unfolding. In Victorian society, beauty was a currency, a ticket to social advancement and a way to signal class and virtue. The ideal woman was delicate, demure, and above all pale. Tanned skin was the mark of a laborer. The upper classes aspired to a complexion so white it seemed untouched by sun or hardship. But achieving this look was no easy feat. For many women, it meant waging a daily battle against their own bodies, using methods that ranged from uncomfortable to downright dangerous. At the heart of this battle was bloodletting. Bloodletting, once a supposed cure for all ailments, found new purpose in beauty. By removing blood, women could achieve a paler, more delicate appearance. Doctors, barbers, and even the women themselves used lancets, scarificators, and most famously, leeches to draw blood from the arms, neck, or face. Picture it, a young woman seated in her bedroom, her maid standing by with a bowl and cloth. The doctor arrives, his instruments gleaming in the candlelight. He applies a leech to her skin. The creature latches on, piercing the flesh, and begins to feed. The woman winces, but does not cry out. This is the price of beauty, and she is willing to pay it. The leech swells, engorged with blood. When it's finally removed, her skin is left pale and faintly bruised. A look that, in Victorian society, was the height of elegance. But the effects were temporary, and the process had to be repeated. Some women became so accustomed to bloodletting that they carried their own leeches in ornate boxes, ready to use whenever their complexion betrayed the flush of health. But bloodletting was only the beginning. The obsession with pale skin led to other hazardous practices. Chief among them was the use of cosmetics, powders, creams, and lotions laced with toxic substances like lead, mercury, and arsenic. These products promised to whiten the skin and erase blemishes, but at a terrible cost. Lead-based powders could cause headaches, muscle paralysis, and even death. Arsenic taken in small doses was believed to purify the complexion, but it also damaged internal organs, leading to chronic illness and sometimes a slow, agonizing decline. Yet the demand for these products was insatiable. Women scoured apothecaries and perfumeries for the latest miracle cure. Advertisements promised instant results. Arsenic complexion wafers for the lily white skin of your dreams. The reality was far less glamorous. Consider Isabella, a young woman from a well-to-do London family. Desperate to attract a husband, she began using a popular arsenic-based tonic nightly. At first, her skin grew paler, her cheeks lost their natural flush, but soon she felt unwell. Her hair fell out, her teeth loosened, and she suffered constant fatigue. Still, she persisted, convinced beauty was worth any sacrifice. By the time her family realized the cause, it was too late. Isabella died at 23, her body ravaged by the very substance that promised to make her beautiful. Stories like Isabella's were not uncommon. Some doctors spoke out against toxic cosmetics, but their warnings were often ignored, drowned out by the pressure to conform. And it wasn't just the skin that suffered. Victorian women went to extraordinary lengths for the perfect blush, pout, and gaze. Rouge made from carmine or dangerous chemicals was applied to mimic youth. Some pinched or slapped their faces. Others used red wine or beet juice as tint. For lips, a mix of beeswax, carmine, and sometimes mercury created a subtle red. Eyes were accentuated with belladonna drops, a poisonous plant that dilated pupils for a dreamy look, but could cause blindness or death. The pursuit of beauty extended to the body. Corsets, tightly laced, compressed waists to impossibly small proportions, restricting breathing and displacing organs. Some women fainted regularly, their bodies starved of oxygen. Others developed chronic pain or permanent deformities. Perhaps most disturbing was how beauty culture was enforced, not just by society, but by women themselves. Mothers taught daughters the rituals of bloodletting and cosmetics. Friends shared tips in hushed tones. There was camaraderie, but also competition. To be beautiful was to be chosen, to be secure. To fall short was to risk exclusion or worse. And so the cycle continued. Women bled, bruised, and poisoned themselves, all for an ideal as elusive as it was deadly. But not everyone accepted this fate. As the century wore on, a small but growing number of women pushed back. Writers and activists like Florence Nightingale and Elizabeth Garrett Anderson spoke out about the dangers of toxic cosmetics and restrictive clothing. Magazines warned of the health risks of bloodletting and arsenic. Slowly, attitudes began to shift. The rise of the women's suffrage movement brought new ideas about health and self-worth. Some women abandoned the corset, opting for looser clothing. Others embraced a more natural look, favoring fresh air and exercise. But change was slow, and old ideals died hard. Even as the 20th century dawned, the pressure to conform to impossible standards remained strong. So what can we learn from the story of Victorian women who bled for beauty? It's a powerful reminder of the lengths people will go to fit in, to be accepted, to be loved. The desire to be beautiful is as old as humanity, but when twisted by unrealistic expectations, it can become a force for harm. It's also a testament to the resilience of women who found ways to navigate a world determined to keep them in their place. Whether through beauty rituals or quiet rebellion, Victorian women left an indelible mark on history. Today we may look back in horror at bloodletting for beauty or the use of arsenic and lead, but are we really so different? Modern beauty standards may have changed, but the pressure to achieve perfection remains. From extreme diets to risky surgeries, the echoes of the Victorian era still linger. As we reflect on the past, let's remember the women who suffered and sometimes died in the name of beauty. Let's honor their stories by challenging the standards that shape our lives and by embracing a vision of beauty that is inclusive, diverse, and above all, healthy. Because true beauty is found in the courage to be oneself, in the strength to resist conformity, and in the wisdom to know we are enough just as we are. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the dark heart of Victorian beauty. If you found this story as fascinating and as haunting as I did, please subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and join me next time as we uncover more secrets from history's hidden corners. Before we part, I'd love to hear your reflections. Did any part of this story surprise you? Do you see echoes of these old beauty standards in our world today? Your insights and experiences help keep these conversations alive, so don't hesitate to share them below. If you're passionate about history, resilience, and the untold stories that shape our lives, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Together we can shine a light on the past and maybe, just maybe, learn how to build a healthier, more accepting future. Until then, remember, beauty may be fleeting, but the stories we tell endure. Take care of yourselves, cherish your uniqueness, and I'll see you soon for another journey into history's hidden corners.